Chase over here.
Hey, how's it going?
First of all, congratulations on the win and nice shirt you got going. Talk to me about the fight. I know the first round, pretty chaotic in terms of grappling. A lot of people seemed pretty, especially online, that it was one of the more exciting grappling rounds we've had probably this year between two high-level black belts. And then you said you wanted it to be more exciting maybe. So I guess what was your thoughts on the fight as a whole?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things we're always looking for a finish. But Jim's so tough. I felt that he had answers for a lot of the little tricks and stuff. And he said it in interviews leading up to the fight. He's like, I was a black belt when this guy was a little kid. He's got so much more, just time in as far as jiu-jitsu goes. So I was happy to be able to dominate him more on the wrestling side. Personally, I don't think my wrestling is very good, but it seems like it keeps working. So we're figuring something out. Yeah, I mean, it was a hell of a scramble. I feel like I had to make adjustments after the first round. I felt like I was doing some decent stuff on the feet, but maybe just needed to be a little more confident. I feel like so worried about getting clipped because, I've just seen Jim Miller knocking people out for years, and I didn't want that one to be me on the canvas. So, yeah, hey, we're here.
Well, even the broadcast said your stand-up, especially in that first round, looked like it had gone. You watch your first fight, you watch it now. It's like leagues better. And you seemed to use your range very well in that fight. So I guess what was going on in there that you said you had to be more confident because it looked like it was working very well?
Yeah, I think just committing to being like, okay, hey, this is working, we can stay here. Against a guy, I don't know if I just gave him too much respect on the feet, but as soon as I saw how well the grappling was working, I was like, okay, let's not get knocked out. Let's stick to the safer side of things. But no, I think, yeah, we were definitely landing some good stuff. But that was just so much prep in this fight camp. I have my teammates doing such a great job, giving me the looks that I need. We sit down, we break down the film, we get the bullet points of okay, here's what worked well. And that's kind of what I felt going into this fight is with so much footage on Jim Miller, we were able to find all these different scenarios. Let's fight him, find him fighting a left-handed guy. Let's fight him finding a taller guy, fighting another jits guy and seeing the things that worked well. And I felt like a lot of the stabbing kicks up the middle were working really well, at least in the fight footage that I was watching. So that's what we were trying to put out there tonight. And just, not throwing as much round kicks. I felt that he was, stepping in and cracking people on that. Just keeping the range, trying to avoid those heaters. And I felt the body locks worked really well against him. So, I feel like we made both of those happen tonight.
What was that position you had him in a few times? It looked like it was a banana split, but it wasn't quite. Even the Joe Rogan had a bunch of names for these crazy submissions that you could pull off from that.
Yeah, I think maybe the 10th Planet guys, and this is, I don't know, this is what I've heard other people call is the truck. But it's essentially halfway through a berimbolo, rolling for the back take. I felt like I was able to get the hook, and then I was hooking his shin with my top of my foot. So I was like, okay, let's roll through, try and snatch up that calf slicer. If I was committing more to his far leg, I could have attacked the banana split, but I was trying to hit that calf slicer and the old Dean Lister, they call it the crippler, where you're bending the foot sideways. But Jim was doing a good job. He was controlling my arm, so I had my one arm against his leg, so wasn't quite where I needed it, and I was trying to use that time to free the arm. But damn, his submission defense was great.
It also looked like you could have had a twister set up at some point near the end. Was that something you were trying to set up as well?
Yeah, for sure. The twister was definitely there, and it was one of those things where I felt like I was kind of losing that position. So I was like, do I go for it and then maybe lose it and look like an idiot if he puts me on my back, or do I come up on top and try to break away and hit? But again, he was doing such a good job controlling the wrist, controlling the underhooks. It was making it hard for me to break open, make the space, and hit him from there. But hey, wasn't pretty, but we got it done.
And then last one for me, you had a couple names that you wouldn't mind fighting. I wouldn't say they were exactly call-outs, but I guess, you said you don't want to fight these older guys anymore. So is this now the time you want to do you still feel like a young prospect? Because people are calling you that online, and there seems to be this debate of whether you're still a prospect or you're now an established MMA fighter at this point.
Well, I mean, half the kids I train with are 19 or 20, so I'm definitely feeling like the old guy now, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I've been in this business for a while. I mean, I started fighting at 16, and 9 years later, here we are. I do feel old. I do feel beat up a little bit, but that's the business. And I don't know. I feel, more established. This is my time. I'm making my way up the division. I don't think anybody gets a pretty win over Jim Miller, and you got to make it happen however you can to it's him or me, and I think we made it happen.
Chase, I think Rogan right here. I think Rogan also called it the crotch ripper on the broadcast. Have you heard that one before?
Yeah, I mean I feel like that's the synonym for the banana split. That's my favorite sub. Just there's nothing that'll make a man tap faster than you ripping his groin. At least in training, I haven't tried it in a fight because I feel like somebody's probably willing to let it go, and I'd rather stick to the stuff that I think would be a little quicker. But the crotch ripper's up there.
Did you also say in your post-fight interview that your forearms were tired because you were gooning too much?
Hey, we got to try different stuff for the cardio. Yeah, that is what I said. Correct. Okay. I didn't get the crowd pop because I feel like in the arena you can never hear what you say, but it's funny to me. Damn it.
I guess what's the appropriate amount between what you did and Sean O'Malley's preparation for his title fight? Yeah,
I'm not a big proponent of semen retention. Respectfully, I got a buddy over there. That's his thing. But hey, everybody's got their own different strokes for different folks, as they say.
Jace right here. Congratulations on the win. Dagger to the heart, calling 25 old. But anyways, you mentioned that you actually don't think your wrestling is that good, but like you said, it keeps working. What do you see in your wrestling that you think you need to improve?
I don't know. I did wrestling 1 year in middle school and I hated it. Like I've always been a jiu-jitsu guy. Like that's been my number one. I guess I don't think I have good traditional wrestling, which is nice because someone like a I'm not saying I'm GSP, but someone like a GSP came in as a karate guy, but you get an athlete and then you're able to teach him like, okay, we take out these posts and get the guy down this way, and you don't teach him like a traditional double leg. Like he figures that out based on his own style, and I feel like that's kind of what we're getting. So it's kind of like a weird, amalgamation of all this, jiu-jitsu stuff with a little bit of wrestling. But like if I threw on a singlet, I would suck in the wrestling room. I just still hate wrestling, but we got to do it sometimes.
Fair enough. And then you kind of touched on it. You are not really a prospect anymore, and you're 25 and you've been in the UFC for a while. I think this is your 11th fight. But you also kind of grew up in front of all of this, from the Contender Series right through to the UFC. Can you put into words what that has been like?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I really, and people like to, I don't know. I feel like more the outside commentators, they like to bag on the UFC, but honestly, this company's given me everything. When I fought on the Contender Series, I had $34 in my bank account, and now, I have a wife, a baby, a house. This is providing, just these couple times a year fighting, I'm able to provide for my wife and daughter. And I'm doing it for them now, and it's having a purpose. And it's going from, where it started out like ego and paying the bills to now, doing it for them. It feels good. It feels like things are going the way they should. You don't get the storybook thing very often in life, but I feel like we're here.
Good to hear. Thanks.
Thanks.
Chase, you mentioned your family. Your daughter's very young. You started your UFC career really young. What's one lesson you learned from there that you plan on teaching her one day?
I mean, I think it's easier said than done, but just trying to not care what other people think. Again, my Contender fight, where I got beat up the first 5 minutes, all the comments, or at least half of the comments, were telling me how much I suck, how I should stop fighting. They shouldn't have signed you, whatever. And you just got to realize, oh yeah, those people don't matter. The ones that are in my corner, literally, and the people that I'm coming back to, those are the ones that actually matter. So, yeah, just stick with what matters. And that's the people that you see every day. And, yeah.
You seem to be getting choked up talking about your family. The MMA community really appreciates you because you bring a fresh perspective to the game. Humble, but also analytical and pretty funny. Where did you get your personality from? Who in your family?
I don't know. I guess just myself. I don't know. I'm just awkward, and I got a lot of practice, I guess, with Fight Pass. I don't know, messing around, having fun with your friends, and then it's oh, now we film it. The Masvidal thing, that was just they're oh, let's do this. This will be funny, and then okay, let's film it. See if other people think it's funny. I don't know. Again, this is a ridiculous sport. I'm out here fighting in my underwear for a living. What is there to be serious about? I mean, obviously I'm serious about the training, but again, this is I'm fighting for people's entertainment, and yeah, I don't know, entertain the people. Why not?
Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
Chase, you mentioned Tom Nolan. What about that matchup interests you?
Just another young buck, another Aussie. I like the idea, I guess, of fighting some of the taller guys. And then I saw he just had the win over Barshov. Yeah, I mean, I just want to fight some of these younger guys on the come up, and I think the fans want to also see me fight the younger guys on the come up. So it's been, you know, building myself and building this skill set, and then I think like Jim Miller's the toughest fight that I've ever had, but I think you don't get that from a lot of the younger guys. Like, you don't get a guy that's that well-rounded, you know, with less than 10 UFC fights. So I just think I want to test myself against these other younger guys. I think then we're more on a similar playing field instead of me trying to fight up to their experience level, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, just a fun matchup, and he's on a bit of a hot streak too. So yeah, whatever UFC wants, we'll make it happen. Just please no more old guys. Respectfully, I love the old guys.
Given Tom was hurt after his last fight and you've just fought tonight, when could we expect that matchup potentially?
I don't know. I'm going to Mexico the week after next. I'm probably going to get a little fat, and then I'm going to pull a patty, you know, blimp up, and then we're going to get skinny. I don't know. I wouldn't mind, like, I don't know. We'll see if they'll let me get one in before I turn 26. So, like, I don't know, maybe tail end of the summer, you know, early fall. Whatever Uncle Dana and Sean, Mick, all those guys want, we'll make it happen.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.